Good news for XRP. All right, I have some really interesting things to share in this video. Welcome back to the Crypto Astro channel, bringing a radical, innovative new approach to crypto analysis, combining technical analysis with astrology. But none of this content is financial or investment advice. This content is intended for entertainment and informational purposes. Okay, let's take a look at the XRP chart. Haven't looked at this in a while, and I found some very interesting things. So we have this lovely wedge formation, and we have not gotten a monthly or a weekly close above this wedge line right here in years. Actually, never. We've never gotten a weekly close above there. We poked at it. We've poked at it many times. See, we poked at it back here, April 2021, August 2021, November 2021, July 2023. We almost hit it in March 2024, and we hit it again right here, September, recently. And so typically with wedge formations, we can either fall through the, let's see, let me get the little drawing tool. We can either, of course, reject off of it and fall back down, or perhaps bounce off of it and head back through it like that. But typically, after years and years and years of accumulation, if we do break through, which I'm in the camp that I think we will, that could be very, very explosive. Because typically, when we have long, drawn-out accumulation periods, such as this, if we look back here, long, drawn-out accumulation, Bitcoin was going to the moon, and all XRP was doing was just trading sideways over and over and over and over and over, until finally it got a breakout, a little back test here. Oh, it back tested this previous peak right here in 2014. And then it went off, and wow. It went off, and then it traded sideways for a while again, and then it hit the final peak. I'm not saying it's going to do that, but that would be nice if it did, isn't it? So let's zoom out again. If we did something like similar to that, obviously that would be extremely bullish. Could we do something along the lines of, that was interesting, that back test. Could it, without being too ridiculous of a moon boy, could we do something, if it does break out, could we go up here, back test this? Something like that. I mean, I'm in the camp where anything around 4 or 5, I am going to be probably taking profits. That's the plan. The previous all-time high is at $3.55. Yeah, that's gonna be very interesting. So pretty bullish there. Bullish possibilities. Additionally, XRP is what? The only crypto with regulatory clarity. They've already gone through a massive case with the SEC. They've gotten a slap on the wrist. They've had to pay some fees, but they have that regulatory clarity and court documents, to prove it, with all the facts lined out, all written down. Okay, so other altcoins don't have that. They do not have that regulatory clarity. So I'd say it's better than not to have that, in the case where there is crazy events or crazy regulations. They could just, all of these shit coins out there, they can just say that those are don't have regulatory clarity and they're illegal to trade, things of that nature. That's possible. We haven't had that in crypto yet, but that certainly could be coming perhaps in the next year or two. Okay, so let's take a deeper dive look. If we look at the RSI, we have, it's interesting that we have this big dump here. It looks like a flash crash. We just had that during the recent events with the lawsuit. And just to review my notes a little bit, they had this lawsuit ruling with the SEC on July 22nd, where XRP got a big pump during this milestone court ruling. Actually, on July 13th, a federal judge ruled that Ripple did not violate securities laws through public sales of XRP, imposing a $125 million penalty, which sounds kind of bad, but instead of $2 billion penalty. Okay, so the SEC was going after a $2 billion penalty. It only turned out much less than that, really, 5% of that. And this ruling led to a 20% surge in XRP price back then. All right. But there's also extreme volatility. So there's also a flush out. And typically, when we get a flush out in a bull market, especially towards the end of a bull market, arguably, looks like we got one over here. Let's see what happened back there when there are flush outs. So we got one right here. I could put a little drawing there, right there. And, you know, arguably that was a good buy. It was around 0.0049, and XRP headed above that since then. So I would say that was a good buy back then. We also had another flush out back here. That was a great buy as well. If you see this flush out right there, which is similar to what we're dealing with right now. And the price was around, it got a huge flush out. The price went all the way down to the low of 11 cents, 10 to 11 cents. And that was an extremely good buy because XRP went all the way up to $1.70 after that. So like a 17x. Not so bad if you ask me. All right, and then we just got another flush out. So historically, those flush outs have been great buy opportunities. Now, is it possible that it could go lower? Yes. Perhaps it's possible there could be another. I would say probably there could be one more flush out, but I'd say that would probably be the worst of it. And I would be buying hard in that scenario. Okay, let's look at the stochastic RSI. This is on the weekly scale. Interesting that it is bottoming out. Okay, so historically, let's look at what happens at this level when it bottoms out, when it hits this level here. Okay, so we're going to pull up the chart. Close this one. So we bottomed out. Let me get an arrow here. So we bottomed out right here. And what happened? XRP, we could have bought that at 38 cents, and then it's gone up since then. What happened when we bottomed out right here? XRP was at 48 cents. Arguably a decent buy, and maybe not the cheapest. But still, I believe if we had to $5, that's a great buy. That's still a 10x from there. Then over here, this was at 45 cents. I would say arguably that's a good buy. Then again over here, 29 cents. That was the market bottom. Now it was also bottoming out here. That was at 36 cents. That's, I would say, arguably a good buy as well. All right, so especially in a bull market, these bottom, when they hit the bottom there, can be good buying opportunities. This one was at 19 cents. This bottom was at 18 cents. Now, we did get the COVID collapse here. So it did go lower, but still, even if we bought here at this bottom formation around 19 cents, 18 cents, XRP wound up to go to, $1.96. That's not bad. It's about a 10x there. I would definitely take that. And then once we're already at the peak, then it's not the best. But historically, those are pretty great buying opportunities if you ask me. Not financial advice. I'm just saying what I'm doing, what I'm thinking. So we are hitting that bottom right now. Now could it stay there for longer? Yes, it absolutely could. Could even stay there for, I mean, this one stayed there for, let's see, it started here May 9th all the way to June. So, I mean, it could definitely be a month or even 2 months. Certainly possible. Or it could just bounce off of it and we're going up from there. But, I mean, a really important note is that the election is may be decided who is the next president in the United States within the next week. You know, it does take a few days to count all the ballots. So even within the next, 4 or 5 days? Typically it takes like 3 days to get clarity on who's the next president. Once that clarity happens, and November is the best month historically for Bitcoin, could this be a big pump for crypto? Certainly possible. I wouldn't bet against it. That's for sure. Now let's look deeper. But I thought it was so fascinating that it's hitting the bottom right now, right before the election. All right, now let's also look at the monthly. We can get an even bigger, broader picture here. And after this, I'm going to dive into the astrology, guys. So we're just getting started. And I found some really fascinating things with the astrology. All right, you want to stick around for that. So with the monthly, look at this big flush out we got. So let's zoom in. Look at this big flush out here. And this was right around that SEC, the ruling with the SEC. Okay, we got that big flush out. And then we've headed up. Now we did head back. We did cross. Now typically that's a concern. Not always, but you know, we did cross already, but it happened very violently. So could this just be another flush out before a big move up? And what I did is I looked back in the history. I was like, have we ever had some price action like this before where it falls down really fast and then shoots back up? We did over here, really, in 2016, where it went up violently, it fell back down, and then it went up again, and then it shot down very violently, the stochastic RSI. And then we had, from where we're at right about now, arguably we have one or 2 weeks where it could fall back down here, but then look what happened. It shot back up. And if we check out what happened with the price action, so 2016, this was literally, this area right here. And if we bought this opportunity at 0.005 approximately, look what happened next. We just shot to the moon. All right. What percentage of a move was that? Let's take a look from here to the peak. Oh my gosh. Almost a 10,000% jump. Holy moly. Not so bad, not so bad. So 10,000% jump. I'd say I'd be willing to risk some, I don't even feel like it's risky. I feel like XRP is potentially even the safest bet because it has regulatory clarity, unlike other cryptos. But look at those gains. I mean, I'm not saying that we're going to guaranteed get 9,000, 10,000% increase, but even if we get 1,000, 2,000%, that's still solid. All right, and for anyone who thinks that's not solid, you gotta be kidding me, because that can make some real wealth there. All right, depending on how much you're invested. All right, so very fascinating. We're getting this major volatility on the monthly scale with the stochastic RSI. Are we just going to fall back off, or are we going to pump right up? Now, to confirm this, let's see what the astrology has to say. And for those who are new to this, I've been doing astrology, crypto astrology, for almost 2 years now, and I'm still at about 89%, 88% accuracy. So things are going pretty well with it. All right, so what I've been doing is I generate an astrology birth chart for when crypto or when XRP was born. And so specifically on June 2nd, from my research, and let me know what dates, if you guys have any other dates. But from this research here, on June 2nd, 2012, Ripple Labs co-founder Arthur Brito submitted lines of code that created 10 billion XRP tokens. All right, so this is arguably the birth day of XRP. So you can generate an astrology birth chart off of anything, whether it's the day you start a business, the day you get married, the day you're born. So we do the same thing for crypto, and it's pretty wild how accurate it can be. Not every time, but pretty darn accurate, especially if you're an experienced crypto astrologer like I am, where I don't, I'm on a more advanced level. I've been doing this every day. Okay, so one thing that is coming up is if we look at this Jupiter right here. So Jupiter is a planet of expansion, brings good luck, it brings positivity. It is going to be heading over, well, it's actually retrograding right now. So it's actually going to retrograde over the XRP Venus right here. So you look at Jupiter, and it's going to be right over Venus around November. Let's go back a little bit. November 26th, November 25th, around there. Typically, that is very bullish. Okay, the last time, I'll explain the last time we had Jupiter over Venus on this XRP chart. But typically, this can bring a big pump. Okay, the last time was July 22nd. If we go back to July 22nd, we'll see, Mercury was direct at that point. It was not retrograde. That was all the way back here. You take a look where Jupiter was right over that Venus. Wait a second. Let me review when exactly that was. Let's go here. I'm going to go Jupiter conjunct Venus. Oh, looks like somehow is August 22nd. Okay, somehow I miswrote that. August 22nd, we got a big pump right after that milestone court rulings. And so with the SEC lawsuit, and we got a nice pump there. So let's look at the chart. Oh, I'm also going to look at I believe I'm also going to check out another Jupiter transit as well that I was mixing up a little bit. Okay, so we go to the weekly. We go back to, well, here's on July 22nd. I believe we had Jupiter conjunct the XRP Sun. Yes, that's what it was. So I was doing the wrong planet. So this is July 22nd was when we had Jupiter conjunct the XRP Sun. We got this major pump. Okay, we pumped all the way after this lawsuit, or around this lawsuit, 38 cents all the way up to 63 cents, and then it went even further to 65. Okay, right on this transit. And this is Jupiter conjuncting the XRP Sun, so I messed that up a little bit. So all we got to do is go back a little bit further when Jupiter is going right over the XRP Sun, July 22nd, right there. There we go. And we got a nice peak there. All right, so typically when Jupiter conjuncts the Sun or conjuncts the Venus, is very bullish because Venus is the planet of money and love and what we value. And then, of course, the Sun is a very, very important part of the chart. It's really the soul of the chart. So whenever Jupiter goes over the Sun of a birth chart, that has a profound effect as well, and usually a very positive effect. So typically, when Jupiter is going over the Sun or Venus, which is happening for both for XRP for the first time in a very long time, I believe first time in about 12 years, that can signify a market peak, either a local peak or an all-time high, okay? So potential good news, because Jupiter is then, from November 5th, Jupiter is then going to be heading back towards the XRP Venus. All right, that's going to hit around November 25th. And then even further ahead, check this out. It's going to retrograde all the way back. This is good. We're going to go all the way back around January 6th to the XRP Sun. And then it's actually going to go direct again. And then it's actually going to hit the XRP Sun a third time. So that is potentially very, very, very good news, because that means in the next few months, I'll give some more specific dates, but in the next few months, there could be an opportunity. I'm not saying it's guaranteed, but there could be an opportunity here. And I'm feeling pretty good about this. That XRP could even hit an all-time high. If not an all-time high, it could get a major peak. Okay. And if that wasn't enough, it's also going to go over the XRP Mercury, which is another positive hit, all the way out to April. Okay. So that April is when it hits when it conjuncts the Mercury. April 12th is when it goes over Venus for the final time. I believe a total of 3 times. So there's a potential that it could lead all the way out into April, if not that far out. March 5th. All right, so we basically have any time from now all the way out to April where we could get potentially an all-time high or a very nice pump and a peak for XRP. Now, with everything leading up to this, I mean, we've had potentially a bull market with Bitcoin ever since 2021. XRP's just been trading sideways for most of this time. It's potentially it's like a spring. It's like coiling up, continuing to coil up. And it has regulatory clarity, so then institutional investors could jump on this as well and throw in billions of dollars. This could go to the moon, guys. I mean, who's in the camp that thinks with regulatory clarity and institutional investors able to invest in this? Who thinks it's just going to fall off a cliff? And then who thinks we are going up like that? Let me know in the comments below. If that wasn't enough, man, I'm giving you guys so much value. Typically, this would be a paid video for my private group. And I'll give you guys information to join my private group so I can be sending y'all a lot more updates on this. But yeah, I'm giving you guys the good information here. We could go into more detail on the astrology. I don't know how much the XRP holders are into astrology. But really quick, another thing that actually leads to next year is basically when we did have the big pump around, we got the XRP SEC lawsuit case come out with those events in July. You know, we got this big pump right here. That was coinciding also with Saturn and Neptune retrograding. And typically when Saturn gets activated during retrogrades or when it goes direct, it brings events and regulations. Okay, so when is Saturn? Saturn's still retrograde ever since July when XRP got that lawsuit updated clarity. So Saturn's about to go direct very soon on November 15th, really. And then, so it's going to get an activation there. So during the retrograde, it headed backwards. Saturn retrograding is typically a time to reflect on things that Saturn represents, like hard lessons in 3D reality, regulations. And then it's going to be going forward. And it doesn't get back to where it was in July until all the way out next year. And so this could lead all the way to February. So it gets to the same spot as it was. You'll have to just trust me on this because I looked at this as I prepared for this video. So it gets to the same spot it was back in July on February 18th of next year, meaning perhaps XRP could be moving forward and potentially with regulatory clarity gaining some momentum. But Saturn and Neptune were retrograde in July of this year, and Neptune doesn't get back to where it was until all the way out to the end of March, which is very similar dates to the dates that I was just talking about related to the XRP chart when I was talking about Jupiter going over the XRP Venus and Mercury all the way out to April of next year. So that's why this, momentum could carry out to April next year. It doesn't have to. If we're already going to the moon in like February, I would be pretty happy with that. But actually, this kind of makes sense. I mean, if we draw a line here, just thinking out loud, perhaps we could just shoot up, but perhaps we get more volatility. This could easily, we would still stay in this wedge all the way out to April. Could it be something like that? That's certainly possible as well. So we could have more time, or, if we are getting a nice transit right, this month, could it just shoot out with Jupiter conjuncting the XRP Venus? It's possible, but I might lean on the more cautious possibility that it could head out. So it could be a little bit longer. I think things are going to get drawn out a bit more than we're used to in this bull run. If you haven't already noticed, we've been drawing this out for a long ass time. Okay, let's see if there's anything else I want to mention. Okay, I'm going to share a really interesting download, you could say, or information I got during my meditation. I just meditated before this video on XRP, and I got some messages. All right, so if you're spiritual at all, you might resonate with that. I'll share that in a moment, but first, a quick announcement. If you want to get more updates on the XRP astrology, definitely join my private crypto astro mastermind with me. Unlock the secrets of crypto and astrology, revolutionize your crypto trading strategy. You'll get a monthly call with me. You'll get a Q&A. You'll get a supportive group environment with a private Telegram group with other like-minded investors. We have some XRP investors in there. Learn the art of maximizing your profits. You get a monthly group Zoom calls that are recorded. You'll get access to all the previous call recordings, and those will get instantly sent to your email inbox. We have specifically some really epic bonus masterclasses regarding altcoins with 10x to 20x potential. And you guys are already getting access to my XRP video here. XRP could do a 10x. That's certainly possible. But you'll be getting many more of my top picks. And these altcoins are on sale right now. So this is truly, you could get altcoins with a 10x to 20x potential, but you got to jump on it before this election because things could be about to pop off. All right. And that's only a few more days out. So pay in full and you get lifetime access, guys. This is so super valuable. All right. Prices will be increasing. I will give you an election coupon code, and all you got to do is type in that coupon code on the checkout page and you'll get an epic discount for this lovely election. Take a look at what my previous clients are saying. All these people here, my lovely past clients. All right, so check that out, guys. Okay, finally, the meditation that I had on XRP. Okay, so I did a deep meditation on XRP, and I got some interesting messages. I did get the message, and guys, this is an experiment. I'm not saying, this is 100% accurate, because I haven't tested this out, but I do get very intuitive messages in my meditations, and a lot of times they can be accurate, but I'm not going to say that 100% is accurate. But just as an experiment, I got the message that there could be one more flush out. All right, I got that message. All right, so for those who want to buy at the absolute low, which is actually extremely hard to do, and I wouldn't necessarily recommend that because you can try to buy at such a low price that you actually miss your opportunity because it just doesn't go low enough that you thought it would, and then you miss that chance of buying it. Okay, but for those who want to get it at a cheaper price, If we do get one more flush out, I am definitely going to be buying that dip. I'm making sure I have some cash on hand for that. Yet I believe for my strategy, this is still a great long-term buy opportunity because in my meditation, I got the message that XRP could be doing very well next year, heading into next year, even from this point on. But we, a little bit of caution with that potential one more flush out. All right. Those are the messages I got. Let's see. Man, I'm giving a lot of value to you guys today. A lot of value. All right, let's see what comments we have. More comments about Solana. Okay, I can make a Solana video. You're welcome for the videos. When does Ethereum Astro get better? There's no alt season without it pumping. Yeah, we do need Ethereum to pump. That's true. And XRP is not going to the moon unless Ethereum does. In fact, I believe every single time XRP has gotten a major pump, first Ethereum got that major pump. So Ethereum is very, very important. And some people don't want to admit that. But yeah, that's a great point. Ethereum Astrology is looking good, surprisingly, because it's been holding back for so long. It's been like a shit coin almost. I shouldn't have said that. Ethereum is extremely high value with extremely high network effects. So I don't know. Perhaps after this election, perhaps Ethereum's just waiting on this election clarity. It's certainly possible. But yeah, Ethereum is looking good. I just went over the XRP Astrology. I really want to hear the Astrology. Okay. Well, definitely listen to the recording if you weren't able to catch it live. Okay. And I could be doing an Ethereum update soon. All right, guys. Very interesting times. Very interesting times. But yeah, I have been getting in my meditations that I've been meditating on Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, XRP. Likely after this election clarity, likely we're going to get a pump, especially with Trump winning. But I think even with Kamala, we could get a pump too. But for some reason, I'm still in these meditations. I'm getting that another flush out is very possible. In fact, that's the message I'm getting. All right. With that being said, I'm still, largely invested in the market, and I just have some extra cash to be able to throw in if we do get another flush out. All right, thanks everybody for tuning in. Definitely check out my private Crypto Astro Mastermind. I'll see you in there, and I'll see you on the next video. Definitely subscribe as well if you haven't already. Trying to build out more subscribers. We got to get these videos out to more people. All right, thanks a lot, guys. Peace.